You swipe the card, it goes through, nothing bad happens, no alarm, no warning, no visible consequence. That moment, right there, is where debt stops feeling dangerous. Because danger usually screams. Debt doesn't. Debt just exists. And that's the problem. Right now, millions of folks are sitting on balances that would have terrified them 5 years ago. Not because they're dumb, not because they're reckless, their brains just got used to it. This matters now because debt isn't just bigger, it's mentally different. Interest rates creeping up, minimums rising, behavior still stuck in the old ways. And when psychology lags behind math, the system wins. Debt starts soft, debt begins as relief. You use it to smooth a rough month, then to fix a problem, then just to buy a little time. At first, every dollar feels heavy. You check the balance, do the math in your head, promise yourself it's temporary. But here's the kicker, something subtle flips once the number crosses a certain point. Your brain stops tracking the total, it switches to tracking the payment. This is the psychological pivot point. When debt is small, the question is, how do I get rid of this? When debt is big, the question becomes, can I manage this? That shift, everything. Because fear normally forces action. Debt, it quietly numbs it. Behavioral economists call it normalization. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. In real life, it feels like this. Well, this is just how things are now, and the system loves that sentence. Credit cards, student loans, buy now, pay later plans, they aren't designed to get you out fast. They're designed to keep you comfortable enough. Minimum payments, they're a trapped wrist is mercy. On a $5,000 balance at 20% interest, the minimum barely scratches the principal, feels responsible, does almost nothing. The math does one thing, your emotions do another. Here's the ugly truth, paying on time, following the rules, might barely move the balance at all. Yeah, congratulations, you did the right thing. You're still stuck. The bigger irony, the more disciplined you are, the longer you can stay trapped. People think financial danger looks like panic or missed payments. Most long term damage happens when everything seems fine. Every month you pay, every month you adapt, every month it feels a little less shocking until one day it doesn't shock you at all. That's the psychological point of no return. Not bankruptcy, not collections, acceptance. This is when debt becomes part of your identity. I'm just someone with loans. This is normal for my age. Everyone's like this. And yeah, they're not wrong. That's what makes it powerful. Because once it's normalized, your brain stops asking the big questions, stops challenging the rules. You just live with it. Then your questions change. You stop asking, can I afford this? Now it's, can I afford the payment? And that, my friend, is the sneaky danger. Payments lie. They hide time, they hide interest, they hide opportunity cost. $300 a month feels manageable. $300 a month for 10 years, that's another story. Your brain doesn't get it, but your future self does. The system knows this. That's why loan terms stretch, why subscriptions replace ownership. Everything is framed as monthly. Monthly feels small, lifetime abstract. Zoom out for a sec, it's not just individuals. Banks don't want you desperate. They don't want you free either. They want you stable, predictable, slightly indebted. Too little debt, not profitable. Too much, risky. Sweet spot, debt stops feeling dangerous but hasn't yet become unbearable. That's not an accident, that's design. Even credit scores reinforce it. Carry debt, use credit, pay consistently. Avoidance sometimes hurts your score. The system teaches debt isn't the enemy, mismanagement is. Makes sense until you realize management is defined by lenders, not your long term well being. Do everything right and still move backward financially, earn more, feel poorer, pay more, owe longer, be responsible, still stuck. That's why it matters. Debt stops feeling dangerous and suddenly it stops being interrogated. Uninterrogated debt compounds while life moves forward. Then something hits, interest rises, income stalls, emergency strikes, the tolerable, tight, the tight, stressful, the stressful, fragile. People call it bad luck. Usually, it's delayed math. Public advice, budget better, cut expenses, be disciplined. Yeah, discipline doesn't fix structural incentives, it just helps you survive. Real risk, miscalibrated danger signals. If debt no longer triggers urgency, you won't act until the system forces your hand. By then, options are narrower, expensive. Debt isn't evil, it's anesthetic. Used carefully, dulls pain. Used constantly, numbs awareness. Sit with this. Ask not how much debt do I have. Ask when did this stop bothering me? Because that moment, that quiet emotional shift, is often more predictive than the balance itself. Debt becomes dangerous not when it's big, but when it feels normal. And once normal, hard to see clearly again. So here's the real question: will you feel it in time to act, or one day look back and realize the danger was never hidden, it was just silent?